Welcome back to another interview on Score Society TV. We have a very special guest, and the man has played for the University of Colorado, Milwaukee Bucks, Pacers, New York Knicks. Please welcome Chris Copeland. You played with some good players. You played with, like you said, Jason Kidd, Carmelo Anthony, Miles Stoudemire. Who you got? Carmelo Anthony or Paul George?
That's tough, bro. Look, I mean, if I need a bucket, it's Melo. No hesitation. Full package, I will have to go PG.
You had an incident, right, where a stabbing happened. How did you get through that, getting back on the court, being able to focus on basketball?
I have a great circle of people that help me keep my mind straight because it got dark. Be very smart how you move, you know, for the young professionals out there. Things can happen very quickly.
Absolutely.
So you have to be smart. You have to always be on your P's and Q's. Who's sober? Who's watching out for us? You know what I mean? That type of stuff.
Welcome back to another interview on Score Society TV. Before we start, make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share. We want to continue to boost the channel and get special guests. And today is nothing short of that. We have a very special guest. Jersey's own. I mean, the man has played for the University of Colorado, Milwaukee Bucks, the Pacers, New York Knicks. Please welcome Chris Copeland.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, bro. Thank you for coming on, bro. You know, we've been going back and forth, but we finally made it happen.
Oh man, I'm sorry it took so long, but
It's all good.
I'm happy to be here, bro.
You busy, awesome. Bro. You got a busy life. You got a busy life, man. Yeah, congratulations on your newborn.
Yeah, that's the busiest part. You know what I mean? Just trying to be there for him. You know, every day. I'm loving watching him figure everything out. Literally, just trying to take his first steps. You know, trying to speak. You know, it's everything. Like, so every moment I get, especially in this off season, since coming back from coaching this year, like I'm trying to spend every moment I can with him.
Nice. So, where were you coaching at?
I was with the Herd, the Milwaukee Bucks G League team.
Dope.
I was coaching under Bano Udrit, and for my first year rookie season as a coach, it was a great year. We had a lot of ups and downs. I learned a lot, but it was a blessing for sure.
Good for you, bro. So you were from Jersey. How do you get to Jersey to Colorado?
Well, long story short, I moved to Richmond. Played with Squires in the big time tournament out in Vegas.
Nice.
And I got recruited out there, and that was all she wrote. Like I did my thing out there, had some good looks, and then Colorado just at the time for all the teams that was looking at me, it was the Big 12. That was back when Kirk was there, Wayne Simeon, if you remember these names, you name it, T.J. Ford.
T.J. Ford was tough.
Yeah, it was a lot of killers out there. So, for me, coming out of nowhere, I knew I had to make a name. So the best place to do that would be on the biggest stage. And the Big 12 was the biggest stage that I thought I would have an opportunity to do that. So when they gave me the offer, I talked about it with my mom. My mom was a big fan of the campus and everything out there. So we made the move.
And you was there. You did all 4 years, right?
Yep.
And you went undrafted in 06, correct? How was that? Like, you put your name in. And you think, did you feel like you was 100% sure you was going to go? Or was it like a 50-50 thing? Fuck it,
my whole life I've been off the radar. Like, you know what I mean? I've never been McDonald's All-American, never been highly, recruited. I never been, so when it was draft night, it was no different. I didn't expect to hear my name to be called. You always hopeful. You know what I mean? My agent was saying there was some possibilities in the second round. But I've been underdog my whole life. I wasn't expecting it, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? I was definitely disappointed when all the names went by and you knew it was officially not happening. You know what I mean? But it was pretty much the story of most of my career was I got a lot of no's.
But you kept your head straight though, because you were undrafted 06. You played in leagues in Spain, Netherlands, and then and found your way to the league in 2012, which is 6 years later.
Yeah. Well, there's no quit. There's no quitting me. You know what I mean? So
I can tell.
Yeah. So that's what it was for me. I mean, it was at the end of the day, I was gonna put my best foot forward, and if they, my whole career, I never made it. That's what it was. But that's all I could do was take the next opportunity presented. And it started off with. Actually, the D League at the time, now it's a G, but the D League, I did a half a season. I broke my foot actually that same summer coming out of college, so I really lost a lot of looks. D League was all I had, and then overseas, and then I finally got an opportunity to come back.
Which do you think got you the best opportunity? Like, what league? Was it the G League or was it overseas?
I always credit my coach in Germany, right? So the D League for me was it was dope to be in that culture, that environment with guys that everybody had the same vision. I got to learn from guys that were going up and down from like Pops Mensah who was with Dallas, JJ Barea. I actually got to ask them questions like how do you get there, this and the third, stuff that stuck with me to this day. But I feel like the coach that really sent me was Yves Dufresne, and he was a Belgian coach coaching me in Germany, taught me everything I needed to know to be a professional, and I had him for 2 years, and then the next coach, he kind of gave me freedom, and I took all those tools without the shackles, and I went out and just killed, and that's what got me back, long story short.
Oh, so how was that process when you got to the NBA? As far as like, did you do a lot of workouts, or did it was the Knicks who picked you up, right?
Yep.
Or did the Knicks already know they wanted you?
Yeah, it was kind of at that stage, now you coming from the overseas, the professional rankings is a little bit different. I still had to do some workouts and stuff, but it was more, I put up numbers overseas and I went to Summer League. And Summer League, I did well enough to get to vet camp. Vet camp did well enough to make the team, so on and so forth.
Nice. So we got a segment called Pocket Watching, bro. So how was it, man, when you got that first check?
Oh my gosh. Well, my first check in the league to me wasn't that, comparison. I've been overseas. So being honest, it wasn't a game changer. It was just crazy to get a check from the league. Like, that was the honor. It was more of an honor for me. It was like, how am I'm really here. Like, I'm in the league. They're paying me first and 15th. It's say Madison Square Garden on the, you know what I mean? Like, for me, that was just, coming from Jersey was the biggest honor you could possibly have, more than anything. It wasn't I think the money itself, it wasn't like I immediately bought like a crazy, you know what I mean? Like, those first checks, it wasn't that. But it was just a big time honor.
Yeah.
That's all I could think of.
How you feel about it now? Like, seeing like Jason Tatum get the biggest contract of all time, about 315, 62 million a year, something like that.
Yeah.
How you feel about it now? Like, do you feel like they're giving a lot that they deserve, or is well deserved considering what they make?
I think it's deserved, for one. I also think I was born too early.
I bet you everybody feel like that,
but
especially the veterans.
Yeah, but no, I love it, bro. I want to see these guys make money, bro. I think it's awesome, and I want it to keep growing. And I think we know the business of basketball. We know the fact that they're able to pay that much. They're making a lot more on the backside, merch, commercials, marketing, all that stuff brings in more money to the league, the team, the organization. So, it's justified, in my opinion. And I'm proud of those guys that have earned that. Jason Tatum has finally got his championship. Jaylen Brown, I actually met Jaylen Brown, really good dude. Super happy for his success. Those guys these guys grind hard, man. It's a lot of work, and you know the road. So anybody that gets a large check after, all that work they put in, I salute all of those guys.
Absolutely. And you came in the league around around 28?
12.
But like, how old were you?
Oh, how old was I? 28, yeah.
About 28. So that's usually older than what people usually come in. I'm sure you had people doubting you.
Facts.
What's some of the things you've heard people doubt, and how did you get through it?
I remember my first game, Summer League. Mind you, I came from overseas, and like, if I saw my name pop up, it was usually like I had 30 or something like that, and it was always positive. And then the night before my Summer League game, I saw my name pop up, and I started reading, and it's Knicks fans. They ain't never heard of me before, right? So if you know Knicks fans,
you pissed off by everybody.
They're like, we signing who for what? And they, one article led to the next. After you get signed, every New York media, it's a lot of different opinions, and none of them was happy with my decision. None of them that I saw. So it hurt. I ain't gonna lie. Like, the next day I'm going into the game, like, looking at all of this, and like, Knicks fans is at Summer League, and they, they talking, like, you can hear the whispers when your name get called and all this. And I went into the game, I'll be 100%. This is for the young guys that's playing. Like, I was nervous. A lot of guys had that bravado of like, have this fearlessness to him or something. Like, nah, I'm a human being. I went into the game like I got a little flustered by the things that was being said. And I remember I caught myself towards the end of the game, and I had to like literally tell myself like, yo, I like curse myself out like, are you a B? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, I won't curse on this platform, but I was really cursing myself out towards the end of the game because I was like, this ain't me. And I said, one thing they're gonna do is they're gonna remember me, whether it's good, bad, or in between. I'm gonna be aggressive. And I caught myself, and the rest of the summer league, they saw a difference, and that's what it was.
Who did you play against your first game in the NBA? What team?
Oh, in the NBA?
Yeah.
So Brooklyn, I want to say Brooklyn, they canceled that because of the snow. I think might have been Miami, and I didn't play.
No?
I just remember sitting there looking at the garden like this is crazy. And I got in, I missed. I remember I played like one in the garbage minutes.
What team was it?
Miami.
Miami?
Yeah.
Who did Miami have back then?
No, that was them.
Oh, that was Rockets. Oh, okay.
That was them.
What was your first? Was that your first time ever playing on the court with like D Wade?
I didn't. I came off. I played garbage minutes.
Oh, you played the garbage.
And at that time, I ended up playing them later, seeing some action. But that first, like with Woody, the rookies was not getting minutes. You had to really earn that. And I had a really good preseason too. I had like 30 a couple times, but forget about it. It was regular season time. Rookie, you got to pay your dues, and I had to do a lot behind the scenes before I got a real opportunity.
That's dope. That's dope. I want to know, man, because you played against guys. Who was one of your favorite players growing up that you played against? I want to know how it felt to play against your idols.
For me, it was different because of my road. Like, I mean, a lot of the like older guys. Like I played with Jason Kidd. Like I played with him.
Yeah.
Like that was pretty cool.
That's dope.
But a lot of the guys, you got to think, I wasn't like the 18-year-old that comes in and sees the vet on his way out. I came in at 28, so a lot of my situation was playing against guys that I knew. In high school, I was probably in the shadows. I had no name or nothing like that. But like I seen Melo, I seen all these guys on the scene, and I seen them carrying the league and building up. And now I'm getting to play alongside. It was a totally different experience as opposed to me like looking for the vets. It was more like trying to catch up to my class.
Yeah,
you know what I
makes
mean?
sense.
So a lot of the vets was us at that point. Like we were the vets, even though I was the rookie.
Right. So because you played with some good players, you played with, like you said, Jason Kidd, Carmelo Anthony, Miles Stoudemire, Paul George.
Paul, yeah.
Giannis. Yep.
Yeah.
Any one of them have a unique work ethic that you was like,
Giannis.
What? Giannis?
First one come to mind.
What's unique
Giannis
about
is
his
different.
work ethic?
PG and Melo work hard. Make no mistake. Like PG, they weight room, extra running. Melo, you'll be surprised how much he puts into his game. But Giannis is different. Like Giannis is, I remember when, like I was not gifted like a lot of those guys as far as like these guys could run and jump out the gym and this, that, and the third. So I had to do a lot of extra work. And for me, Jason Kidd, he was coaching. Now I played with him and for him. He was coaching. He had a thing called night school in Milwaukee, and I had to I felt like I always had to do extra to maintain, just to be able to compete with guys, extra shooting, extra weights, this, that, and the third. Giannis was always there. In night school, training hard. Like you could hear the wall, those big medicine balls pounding against the wall. Always getting his extra work in, always studying. Like for me, I just thought I could see his hunger. And a lot of it's because he was a younger player too. A lot of that I'm sure I didn't see PG early. I didn't see Melo super early.
Right, that's
But
true.
what I saw from Giannis, I knew he was gonna be different. Especially if you're given his gifts, like his physical gifts.
Right. And you was considered an undersized forward, right? And like you said, there's other guys in the NBA who's gifted athletically.
Yeah.
And there are kids out there who was in your same situation. What about your game, or what did you do to stand out when you're playing with those gifted athletic
I had
players?
to read, right? So reading the floor was key for me. I had to, because I can't just run faster than you, overpower you, jump over you. I had to find angles, right? And so you study a lot of the guys that were really slick with it. You know what I mean? I watched a lot of guys that knew how to use their bodies. Like, you know, for me, I had to find my mismatch every time. And like, one, I could shoot the ball better than most.
Yeah.
So it helped that if you were too far off me, I had a quick trigger and you was hurt. And if you got too close, you know, now I know how to make a play, and I'm probably not gonna get far by you. So if I, you know, take a dribble, I gotta be finding the next route, and that does your job at the highest level, right?
Yep.
So again, reading the game is important. I think for guys that aren't physically gifted like that, you have to be a much more intelligent player.
No, yeah, I think that's important for kids to know, because kids, like we was talking off camera, we was talking about coaching or whatnot, and you know, kids are, you know, they see these highlights and they try to mold their game off the Kyrie Irving highlights, but they don't understand that you gonna go, even in high school, you're gonna go into a situation where you're gonna be a role player. You probably never do 90%
Facts.
of the things that you work on. If you was coaching, I don't know, kids 8 to 12 years old, what would be the focus that you would want them to, you know, work on?
I mean, it's just, you know, what's crazy. It's the same thing at the highest levels. It's fundamentals.
Yeah.
It's you know, the good teams, before you start practice, they form shooting, right? And this is professionals. These are just guys making a ton of bread. Like, you know, you name it. They get right under that basket, get to that L, and work on their touch. You know, ball handling, all the basics. I think it starts young and it continues all throughout. You know, if you don't use it, you lose it. So you have to train those fundamentals every day, whether you 6 years old or 16 or 26 or 36.
Yeah, I agree. And that's why I'm glad you said it, because maybe they'll watch this. Maybe they'll watch this and finally listen to me.
It's a fact. Or listen, it's gotta. For me, I think people, like you said, they get caught up in these highlights, and you know, there's only one Kyrie, there's only one James.
Yep.
There's only a few jobs, but there's a lot more of the other guys.
Right.
You know what I mean? The guys that are very skilled at helping the team win, whether it be catching and shooting, whether it be distributing the basketball, it could be defending, it could be all types of things. It's a lot more of those other guys. There's a lot more, you know, the teams are looking for a lot more of those pieces to help, you know, those guys that are in those places, right?
Absolutely.
So for me, if you're going out for a job, you know, you want to look to see where those vacancies are and see where you could fill it. You know what I mean? If you're just trying to be, if you're really trying to get to it like that.
Absolutely. Now I got a question for you, bro.
Yeah.
But like I told you, we gotta go through who you got. Who you got. Now the first question is, who you got is Carmelo Anthony or Paul George? Now they both wings. They both.
That's tough, bro.
Paul George is the young player's GOAT now.
Yeah.
They don't even know who. You know, they
don't really know Melo.
They
like
don't
that?
know Melo. Somebody, I was looking at some kids' sneakers the other day, and I was like, "Whose sneakers?" He said, "Melo." I said, "Puma, Melo, or Puma?"
Yeah.
But he's talking about LaMelo.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that. When I hear Melo, I don't think that.
I don't think that
know
either.
Yeah, like,
That's how old
that's
is
a whole
it?
thing. That is a whole thing. I've seen that on IG. I forgot. Look, I mean, if I need a bucket, it's Melo, no hesitation. But overall, I think I'm going P, just because he does. I think he's a better defender, and he's one of the elite scorers that we've ever seen. You know what I mean? So, I mean, end of the last 5 seconds in the game. I mean, come on, we're going Melo. Let's be honest.
You gotta go. Melo.
You know
I
what
agree.
If I just need a bucket, I'm going Melo. But full package, I would have to go PG.
I agree with that. I mean, only because of the defense, but I'm gonna definitely go Melo. Melo was a guy I grew up watching, even when he was, you know, at Oak Hill. So I'm still go Melo.
Can't miss with either one.
Yeah, for sure. You can't. You definitely can't miss with either one.
Yeah.
I mean, too bad they didn't do too well with OKC, but.
Yeah, that was. I actually thought that was gonna be a championship team. You know,
I did too.
Just looking at those three, you know,
that was Hoodie Melo. I thought Hoodie Melo was gonna come out with a vengeance.
Yeah, facts. You know, maybe they needed more time. You never know.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing with a lot of them teams, though. I mean, when you put them super teams together, people think it's going to happen right away. No one has ever proven that yet. They haven't proved it. The Lakers, when they put Karl Malone and Gary Payton on that team, they lost to the Pistons that year.
Yep.
The first year with Miami, with Wade and LeBron, they lost to Dallas. So I think the super team is tough.
Yeah.
It's a tough one. Let me get my next question, man. I forgot the other name.
Especially if you rush it.
Yeah, yeah, they need that win.
Yeah.
Kenyon Martin or Amari Stoudemire?
Oh, whoa. Damn.
And we gotta think Kenyon Martin in his prime too. Don't
No, I
try
know where
to
you're going
do
with
the
that.
Knicks and
That's why
Kenyon
I'm part of.
Martin.
That's why. Yeah, I know exactly where you're going with that. Damn. That's tough, bro.
Yeah, that's a good. Yeah,
I've never gotten that one.
because they
That's
both
tough.
explosive. They both play the
Hell
same
yeah,
spot.
yeah. Kenyon's probably like a lot of people don't know how good Kenyon was, but Amari was cold too. So I can't call it. You gotta give me another one, bro. I can't call it. I gotta call one, huh?
Yeah, you gotta call one. I mean, I see. Even when I made the question, I was thinking like, damn, it's tough because
It's very tough.
Kenyon, I got a chance to see him
Jersey Kenyon.
in the Nets. I got to see him at Cincinnati too.
Yeah, yeah,
Then you got to think, wow, Amari Stoudemire came out of high school
yeah,
and was killing it.
yeah. I be trying to tell people about Amari. I played a game, a tournament with Amari, with the Squires.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember telling people, like, people don't understand how good Amari was. Like, they say the best high school player, this, that, and the third. I said, Amari's in that conversation. Like, if you saw what he did his rookie year, he was in high school a few months before that, bro. You see what he was doing to grown men? Like, all right, I saw that in high school. He was doing the same the kids.
Right.
You know what I mean?
100%.
Like, he just went just like that. No trans. Like,
And I think his story goes.
Scary.
He wasn't even playing basketball for the. He wasn't like he didn't grow up playing basketball. He started like in high school or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we gonna give. Shit, I
Who
might.
are you calling? Yeah. Who's your pick? I can't.
Dog,
call it,
I
really
like
can't.
Kenyon, bro. I like Kenyon, especially. I like Kenyon with the Nets and the Nuggets.
He's a better defender for sure.
Great defender.
Amari is more offensively skilled.
I think I'm gonna give it to Amari because of that. Because Amari can.
So you're an offense guy, I can see.
Yeah, he can kind of hit that 15, 17 foot shot. Kenyon, he can hit it here and there, but you couldn't depend on it.
Yeah.
But that's
defensively, go get him.
Yeah.
You can't do that with. You know what I'm saying? Like, not to the level of Kenyon. Like, Kenyon was an actual stopper.
Nah, he was.
You know what I mean? So that's why it's like it's probably similar to the first question. Like, you know, Amari I think is better offensively. I think Kenyon's better on both ends of the ball. You know what I mean? Like, so it's hard. It's definitely like it's a tough call, man.
So so you opting out?
No, I ain't gonna run from the question. I would say I'm gonna go Kenyon because I'm gonna go with balance. You know,
Fair
for me,
enough.
I think he does more on both sides of the basketball. Like, you know, they both will finish you at the rim 100%.
Big fan.
Amari's has better touch, better shooter, but Kenyon, to me, is a way better defender. So I think you put the total package together. I think I'll go Kmart.
Gotcha. Now, next question is J.R. Smith or Chris Middleton? The Jersey connection.
J.R. Smith. No, I've said that before. What up, Chris? Chris is the better player. J.R. When people ask me who's the toughest player I ever had to guard, everybody thinks I'm gonna go like KD or something like that. I always say J.R. Smith.
Why is that?
The one-on-ones we used to have, bro, like there were times where I felt helpless, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, what the fuck do I do with this guy? Like, like real shit. Like, I'm trying to figure it out, and I'm taller than him, but he's quick and strong enough and can shoot from far. So you can't be too far. You can't be too close. Like, he's gonna kill you, and he could put it on the floor. He's strong. He could boogie, and he'll take off.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, for real.
Dog,
So,
I remember seeing him. We was talking about Vegas Big Time tournament. I remember seeing him when he was playing with the Tim Thomas players. And first, I seen him the night before. We was, I don't know if he stayed at the same hotel, but we was at the Circus. And he had this big chain on. It might have been, you know, it was big at the time. Then I seen him the next day. Killing dudes, bro.
Yeah.
I've never, like, I'm talking
different.
Pulling damn near from half court.
He's one of the most underrated NBA players of all time. I'm gonna say that. Like, one of the most underrated, and people think he's good, but he was
He was
special.
tough, bro. Like, especially them Denver Nugget years.
Yeah.
when he taking off from outside the paint, dunking on, well, I think it was Ginobili with 2 hands. It was crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
It was crazy. So
But I would still say Chris, though.
You say Chris?
Still say Chris.
I'm gonna go JR, bro.
JR was my personal toughest matchup. I still say that to this day. But, you know, we talking about total package, what they doing, like career, everything. Like, I would say Chris. Chris gets the nod.
That's the only 3 questions I have.
You gave me some, whoa.
Because you played with some good players, man,
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
think they was the most comparable. I couldn't find one with
They were
Jason
very
Kidd.
close.
Just Jason
J.K.
Kidd.
would have won that one. He's one of the greatest PGs of all
Yeah,
time.
I like J Kidd, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, what's the best team you play for and why?
The best team was the Pacers.
Yeah.
But I mean, my favorite team was the Knicks. That's the one I always talk about because it was my rookie season. We were definitely more talented than any Pacer team, in my opinion, that I played for. We got cocky. That was an issue, but we were really good. I think, and that was just a lot of fun, just playing for that Knicks team in New York and being a rookie there again, my first time in the NBA, and we winning games and. So my favorite team was the Knicks for sure.
Got you. Now, you had an incident, right, where a stabbing happened. Was you with the Pacers, or you was in New York, or was you with the Knicks?
Exactly.
Or you was with the Pacers? Now, I believe you was stabbing your elbow and your stomach,
Yeah.
correct?
Yep.
How did you get through that, as far as like getting back on the court, being able to focus on basketball during that time? How did you get yourself out of that situation mentally?
I have a great circle. You know, my mom, number one, you know, she's been in my corner since day one, no matter what, thick and thin. My family always behind me, friends. I have a great circle of people that help me keep my mind straight because it got dark for sure. I still struggle with some stuff to this day because of it. You know, this elbow still ain't 100. But I would say I credit, you know, God first, but my circle.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a tough one. I mean, I think that happened to you. It happened to Paul Pierce.
Yeah.
And I think in New York as well.
I think he was in Boston.
He was in Boston. Yeah, he was in Boston.
I think
he was in Boston. You're right about that. But yeah, man, like I said, like I told you off camera, that was one of the stories I read back when it happened. And I was like, damn, what the hell was going on?
Yes, I mean, sometimes bad things happen, you know, and thank God I'm still here for one. But, you know, we keep moving, you know, and that's part of my story when I talk to young guys now, you know, about staying out of trouble, staying out the way, you know, being safe out there because a lot of situations could easily have been worse for me, you know what I mean? So a lot of situations can be worse for others. So, you know, I always try to advise to be smart and be safe out there.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, that always God first on that type of stuff. And,
Absolutely.
The reason why I wanted to ask that question is because definitely, you know, I want kids to know how to avoid stuff like that. Is that a situation you think you could have avoided if you had did something different that day?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, you could obviously say don't be there. Like number one, it's hard to advise a kid that, and I wasn't a kid, but you know, to tell the kids, you know, don't be out so late, et cetera, et cetera. Like that's not likely. But there's a way to go about moving, and I think you know it's very important. You know, one, I had a driver. I don't know if anybody but I had a guy that helped.
Yeah, I read that. I heard he held him till the cops came or something like that.
Yeah, because it was, when the guy has a weapon and things, it gets wild. I can't go into details, but, you know, be very smart how you move, you know, for the young professionals out there, young players out there. You know, you get attention, things happen. Not to say that is or isn't my situation in particular, but, you know, things can happen very quickly.
Absolutely.
So you have to be smart. You have to always be on your P's and Q's. You know, not gonna tell a kid that, you know, he's never gonna go out and party and this, that, and the third and go to no clubs and nothing like that's not realistic. Like you're gonna have a good time, but be smart about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, be cautious of how you're drinking. If you're not gonna be in the right state, who's sober, who's watching out for us. You know what I mean? That type of stuff. Because you know I'm a very fortunate situation. It could be a lot worse, and you and I both know a lot of stories where it has been worse for
Yeah,
others.
I mean, yeah, you from Jersey, I'm from Philly, so we hear it all the time. We both, I'm pretty sure you grew up and you
Seen it all.
had you know guys who could have made it further with basketball and couldn't because the streets got a hold of them in situations like that. So yeah, absolutely, I think that's is important, like you said, just to move smart. Just to move smart, understand that you are, you know, your family needs you.
You're
Not
important.
even just basketball, just a
No, you're
kid in
important.
general.
Yeah,
You're
yeah, for
important to
sure.
the world,
Absolutely.
regardless. You know.
Yeah, somebody
So
loves you.
yeah, so there's no point in you staying out until 3 in the morning, 2 in the morning, and have fun and get your ass home.
Yeah, facts. I think, you know, if the lights come on, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
I
saying?
totally
You
agree.
should be leaving before then.
Yeah, I agree with
and
that.
that's something you can I didn't understand that young. Again, I don't expect nobody, but but you should learn from others' mistakes. Don't make those mistakes, right?
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? So for everybody that like, when you hear these advice, you know, a wise man learns from other people's mistakes.
Absolutely.
I hope some of these youngins will take that.
Speaking of youngins, Bronny is now into the league with his pops, and he's now they're now playing on the same team, first father-son duo. What are your thoughts about that?
Love it. You
Yeah.
know, I think it's awesome, man. Like, one, I think the kid can play. I think.
I think they underestimate him. I agree.
I think. You know, most of us have seen him since high school, and he's been a guy for me I thought was really, really interesting because he doesn't have to be the star. He doesn't need the ball. He's a good floor spacer. He's a high level defender. NBA athlete for certain. So for me, I think he's one of those pieces that we talked about earlier in this conversation. Was like, you know, he don't have to, you know, be Kyrie or James, right? You can go plug and play him on a lot of teams. With a LeBron, with an AD, and he can be very dangerous. You know what I mean? So I think, and obviously the family aspect as a new father, like that's the dream. Like
Right.
it would never happen for me, but you know, I think that's awesome that they're able to do that.
Yeah. So now you played in the NBA, and I want to kind of feed the naysayers a little bit. What do an NBA team expect out of the 55th pick? Like if people think he need to come in here and score 30 points.
Yeah, typically it's not that,
Right.
So, you know, like I think JJ even said it. You know, he's gonna be potentially in the G League some. You know, they're gonna see where he fits. It's a process. We usually those second round guys and undraftees like myself. No, they're not expecting you to come in and win them a championship. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or you know, so I think with him, with his father, and all the talent they have there with JJ, I think he has nothing but experience to learn from. I think he's in a perfect position at that 55th pick. Like it's just going to be nothing but growth, lowered expectations, a lot of camera because of, you know, the situation. Like
Right.
a lot of people going to be watching, a lot of pressure still. But if we're honest, you know, I've never talked about a 55th pick before.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
true,
like,
very true.
So, you know, everybody should let him live a little bit.
Maybe
and,
Ginobili, but we didn't talk about him when he got
But
drafted.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, not to say, I mean, we talked about undrafted guys when they became,
Right.
but we never watched the 55th pick. Like, you supposed to be killing it. Like,
Right.
never. You know what I mean? So I think we got to give him his space, give him some time to grow, because that's what he's supposed to be.
Right. I'm looking forward to seeing him throw a oop to his pops, man.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I think that's going to be beautiful, bro. Like, I might get teary-eyed holding my son. Like, you know, like
That's a fact. I feel you on that.
For real, I think that's a beautiful thing, and they get a lot of negativity. I don't understand why. I think it's nothing but a beautiful thing, man. And that, you know, coming from our community, traditionally, our fathers, you know, a lot of us wasn't present. I know that's my story.
My story as well.
You know what I mean? So this type of story, like, we should be applauding and giving them positive energy behind. I think that's all you're gonna get from me from that.
Absolutely. Now let's talk trades. Do you think Clay is a good pickup for Dallas?
My gosh, man, like, yeah, for sure. Like, the way they play, you know, you saw the shots PJ was getting, a bunch of those guys, but that's Clay. It's going to be Clay now.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, not to say PJ, it'd probably be on the other corner, but yeah, that's dangerous. And they got all the way to the finals without him.
Right.
So I think, you know, with his championship pedigree, that's a scary piece for the West Coast.
Right. I think that's what they was missing. I think they were missing Like you said, PJ is a good shooter,
Mm-hmm.
but Clay is a great shooter.
Yeah, well,
And
all-time great.
you can't leave him. You can't leave him. I think
All-time
I
great.
saw some plays where Kyrie and Luka get into the paint. They sending 3 guys
Yeah,
at that split line.
yeah.
So I think I think they would have won it if they had Clay this year. Now all Clay got to do is stay healthy. He hasn't had problems with health issues in a while, as far as injury, physical health issues in a while. So I think that's a great pickup for them.
Absolutely.
They just got to stay focused and keep everybody healthy.
Yeah, and I think the demand will be less there. I think he was probably asked to do more in Golden State than he will be in
I agree with
in
that.
Dallas. So that's less wear and tear. I think we're gonna see.
Paul George to the Sixers.
Scary for the East Coast.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Very scary.
I think Paul George will flourish on the East Coast more,
Why you say more so?
because there's not too many guards his size with his skill set outside of Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. I think he's still gonna have. I think the Sixers still gonna have a problem with the Boston Celtics.
Yeah.
The Bucks still, they tough as well. I think Middleton can defend, but I think Paul George, I suspect his numbers will go up a little bit more.
Up.
Yeah.
Even with Joel.
Yeah.
And Tyrese.
Tyrese is young. I don't know. I feel like he's going to become more of a point guard, but still average, a good 21, 22 points a game. I don't think the demand will be on him to score as much.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think, because I think that they bringing Paul George over there for a reason. They're not bringing him over there to be a role, not to be Tobias Harris.
For sure.
They're not, no offense to Tobias Harris.
No,
even though I'm from Philly and Tobias, you could have stepped it up though. but I don't think
Philly fans are tough.
Yo, listen. Listen, man. I know it's tough playing in the league in general. I know us fans, we only can cheer and have our opinions, right? And that's my opinion. That's all I can give you. And my opinion is Tobias Harris could have stepped it up.
I hear you. Listen, I think Paul is going to be a great addition. Where's Tobias this year?
Where is he?
Is he still there?
I think he's still there. Yeah, I think he's still there.
So,
He in Detroit?
Oh, in Detroit now?
Wasn't he in Detroit before?
I have no idea.
I thought he was in Detroit. Oh.
Okay.
Well, shit.
But no, I hear you. I mean, I think Paul's going to be great. The Philly fans, y'all going to love him.
Unless he comes in there gun shy. Does he come in there?
That don't sound like P.
Yeah. I think that's a great
He'll
addition
probably,
for him.
early in the season, there's always on every team, they're probably going to be trying to figure out when to go type of situation. But I think by the playoffs, they're going to have it. He's going to be ready to go. I think. I mean, you still got arguably he's top 3 player in the world.
Yeah.
If he's not the best player in the world.
He's for kids like 12 years old, and and I don't even want to put the age on. 17, 18, he's their GOAT.
Yeah, but no, I'm saying, but he playing with Joel. Joel, like, who is, I think he's a top 3.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I think the top 3 is the bigs, Giannis, Jokic, and Joel. You can pick whoever your favorite. I'm a Giannis guy, but you can't go wrong with Joel. And I have heard a lot of those kids call Paul the GOAT. And listen, I wouldn't respect P. Not personally my GOAT, but
Right.
he is
I mean, we
definitely
all the
one of
same
the
age.
best.
We all the same
exactly.
age,
He's one of
right.
the best. I think he's one of the best at his position. And he's one of the greatest two-way players in my opinion of all time. I think we could say that.
Hall of Famer?
I think so.
Hall of Famer? Okay.
I think so. I think he need to get a chip. But
I think we gotta give some better prerequisites for Hall of Famer.
Yeah, but I think he's I would, my Hall of Fame, I would say I put P in there, but I think to solidify his first ballot, he needs to go ahead. He need to get one. But I think I'm not gonna throw no names under the bus, but I think lesser players have gotten in the Hall of Fame in my opinion. So
Yeah.
not gonna throw nobody out there. But
Fair. All right, I ain't gonna get you out there, bro.
Yeah, I could do that.
I agree with you. Paul George, Hall of Fame. I don't think he's a Hall of Famer yet. I think he needs to win the championship, in my personal opinion. amazing player, especially when y'all played together. I mean, he's been an amazing player with everyone, to be honest with you. You know, shit, I play 2K sometimes. I'm playing with the Clippers, bro. I mean, well, now I'm playing with the Sixers because he's
There
tough.
you go.
He's a tough player.
Who's that?
Deontay Murray to the Pelicans.
Nice pickup. Because they're already, I mean, they didn't lose anybody. CJ still there.
No, they didn't.
B.I. still there.
Yep, they also there.
Yeah.
That's a good pickup for them.
Very
They
good
need
pickup.
that.
Very good pickup.
They needed it. I was expecting more out of Ingram this playoff series or this playoff season, but I think he just came back from an injury. You know, he was forcing it a little bit. I think once Murray gets there, kind of see it.
Being honest though, I don't see them like what the. It's a great pickup. But then what? Like you see them running through the West?
No, I don't see them running through the West.
Like,
I mean, they made it to the playoffs. I think they can.
Yeah, I think they maybe go up a couple seeds, but
Yes, I think the second round. They get to the second round depending on who they play.
depending on who they
Depending on who they play. If they do good throughout the season,
Yeah.
you know, they can get to the second round because they'll play a team, that's
lesser
not
team.
as good.
The West is tough, man. You know,
Very tough
the
team.
Lakers probably gonna be a whatever seed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And, Minnesota's coming back. OKC's coming back. Denver's coming back. Dallas is coming back. That's top 4 right there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's to me for sure. And I don't even think about who else is over there. But like the West is very, very tough. I think, I don't see New Orleans getting far this year. Just being really, really blunt.
Well,
I mean,
fair enough.
playoff team for sure. Maybe second round. Maybe.
They'd be at least entertaining to watch.
Yeah, because you got to think they got to either be one of those top 4 teams or beat one of those top 4 teams in the first round.
Yeah.
That's why I say it like that.
You know what they're missing? What every team is missing? Is veterans. Real veterans.
Man,
Like you mentioned OKC. The oldest player
Talk about it.
on the OKC is 31. I think his name is Burton's. When you play with the Knicks, your old heads was Rasheed.
Everybody.
Rasheed Wallace. Rasheed was like 39, 38 or something like that. Tell me how you feel about that. Do you think the league need more veterans like Kurt Thomas? Kurt, you played with Kurt Thomas, right?
Kurt, Marcus Camby. We had vets, a lot of vets, a lot of OGs. Yes, I think every team should have 2. You know, they say there should be 1 or whatever. I think every team should have 2. Same way you have your what they call 2-way contracts in this. Like you should have a contract designed for guys that have a certain minimum of years, age, maybe I don't know how you design it, but I think it's important, to for those guys to see guys that have done it for a long period of time, and honor those guys that have done it for a long period of time.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be kicking these guys to the curb. They still have much to offer, even though their minutes may not be, or their legs may not be able to provide the same output that they did before. There's so much up here that the young guys need, whether it be an example of, work ethic, the stuff we talked about, how to move outside, living this life. I think, the league is missing the boat there for sure. They need to definitely figure out how to get at least 1, but I think 2.
What's the best advice that you've received from one of your veterans? Who was your? Before you ask that? Is that a
They
thing?
all
Sid?
took me under the wing. It is a thing.
Is that a thing? Like you, a rookie with the?
Yeah,
Did you
yeah.
have to carry bags and stuff?
Yeah,
Who
yeah,
bags?
they could look it up. I had everybody's bags. It depends on the day, but I had the Disney Princesses book bag. That's online. You can look it up. I got Hayes for sure. But I was specifically more so Camby and Kurt's rook, but like when I say they all call me their rook, they all took me under the wing. Like J Kidd, BD, behind the scenes, Baron Davis.
Shout out Baron Davis.
Yeah, good dude. Took me under the wing. Everybody, like it was so important for me, especially in that market, like with the media and all the things that, I got to sit in the ice tub with J Kidd, talk about body maintenance. I got to go to the movies with stay in that. What would that do? That keep me out of BS. You know what I'm saying? Like. Kurt constantly explaining to me in game, telling me a bunch of stuff. I go down the list of what everybody gave me, but I think it's so important. I was so blessed to have that, and to see these kids not have that, I can only imagine what they just going out there and just winging it.
Right.
Like you have no
pretty much.
leadership. Like
Yeah.
you just all right, here's this money. Go out there, deal with the social media, deal with the women, deal with the media, the actual media, deal with the coaches, deal with the stress, your family. Like, you know, these are conversations you can have with your vet. Like, you can't. How you gonna talk to another 19-year-old about how to deal with your family? That's, you know, maybe
Yeah, I'm sure
things.
everybody asks. They see you
You know what I'm
in the
saying?
league,
Like,
they
how do you
asking.
deal with that? Like, how do you deal with the friends? How do you deal with, you know, the things that come? You know what I mean? And you can't just talk to. You don't want to talk to anybody, and you looking at this guy that's going through the same thing, and he
Right.
don't know. He don't have the answers. So, not to say that everybody, that even all the old people do, older guys do, but it helps. They've been through a lot.
Yeah.
So,
That's dope. So, any advice they ever give you that you remember that helped
a
you out?
lot of stuff, bro. Honestly, simple as Kurt telling me don't worry about that was big. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I got to actually go out there and watch my guys make mistakes, be human, and it took a lot of pressure off me. Also, I said freshman year, my rookie year, because I got to, like, these guys would be like, I got to see them be human behind the scenes without going into stories, you know, personal stories, but I got to see them be human for real, and I got to see you know, how much alike we really were. It wasn't like these, you know, these guys, these untouchable figures. It was men, you know what I mean? And they knew something I didn't know, and they had been through it a lot longer, and they helped me stay locked in. One, doing the things that it took. For example, Raymond Felton, not even I mean, he was a long-time vet at that
Yeah.
time, but I remember shooting the ball before the games. It's something I tell the young guys now. I was kind of going through the motions. You see a lot of kids do that. And Raymond tapped me like, bro, that's how you gonna shoot in the game?
Right.
Something that simple. You know
Yep.
what I mean? And like, that's how you have to be locked in, even if you're not, you know, sprinting and doing 17s in warm up. You know, that's something like, are you locked in at all points, and how are you getting ready for this game if you're not shooting your game shots,
Right.
right? So that's something that carried me, and I shot the ball pretty well. You know what I mean? Because of those teachings and stuff like that.
That's what's up. Yeah, I think that's important for everyone. I think the young guys need it. I think, you know, it's too much going on. Like you said, it's the money, it's the family, it's the everything. And I think I really hope they change that. You know, to keep guys in the league, and to make sure these guys don't make no mistakes.
100%.
So we got another segment where we need your reaction. All
Okay.
right. Ethan got you over here.
Felton fakes, Felton drives, Anthony for three. Copeland on the follow.
What was you thinking during that moment, man? What was going
I
through
don't
your
know who
mind?
that guy is, man.
Fired up.
I don't know who that guy is, man. That's a funny one because I think, yeah, she got ejected. Somebody was already injured. I remember when Cope, I mean, you could imagine I would have had like popcorn in my hands or something. Like, what? Like, I'm supposed to play today? Because at that point, remember, like, I wasn't getting real minutes. I never got meaningful minutes at that point, not in the regular season. So that was the first game where it was like, nigga, it's a game, man. You got to go help us win
Right.
now. And shit, you know what I mean? I go to the scores table like, oh, okay. And I remember, so this is a JR story. So I remember he swung the ball to me, and it was one of those, I was like, I ain't gonna lie, I had stage fright first. You know what I'm saying? I was like, shit, I'm swinging. I ain't gonna come out just busting, like, move the ball, this, that, and the third. That first possession, the second play, I came down, JR passing, screamed at me, shoot the fucking ball. And I was like, it woke me up. It locked me back in.
Right.
And I remember just jabbing and letting it fly. Cash, you know what I'm saying? I was like, okay, we're here. You know what I'm saying? I just went, like, it was so important for me, again, the right teammates, the right people, the right culture, environment, all these things is important for a guy's success, in my opinion. At least it was for me. Maybe it's some guys that don't feel nothing. You know what I mean? For me, I'm a human being. I had thoughts. I'm like, all right, I be in my head sometimes. I'm like, so for him to scream, shoot the fucking ball, I didn't have to hear shit else. You know what I'm saying? For the rest of the season, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? So,
Did
like,
you have your
that's what it
career
was.
highs with that team?
No. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
What
Yes.
was your career like? 35,
33.
33, 34?
Yeah. 33 and 32 back to back.
Do you remember like what you was thinking about during that time? Like as far as like this platform is about elite mindsets. We want to feed elite mindsets to keep kids and adults
Yeah.
in the highest level of thinking. Do you remember those 2 days as far as like what were you eating or maybe what was on your mind at that time?
I was
What
fully
changed?
locked at that point. It was towards the end of the season. I was fully locked in. Again, those moments, like when I reminded myself, similar to the summer league, that no matter what happens, I'm gonna be aggressive. You know, because ups and downs come throughout the season. Like I said, I think most guys, to be honest, there's nerves before a game, whatever you want to call it. I had to channel every game to be aggressive,
Right.
to go play like me. That's what I would tell myself, like literally be myself. And so by that time, I had conditioned a certain behavior,
Right.
right? You know, you push through. It's a different light. It is different. Thank God I was in the right situation, but you know, I had conditioned game after game. One, I was confident in the work that I put in. I was first to leave. First to arrive, last to leave, for sure. So I put in a ton of reps. So when I go in the game, I know there's nothing else I could possibly have done.
Right.
That should lower the stress of like, am I gonna make the next shot? Because I put in all the work I could possibly do. Now it's in God's hands. Let it fly, right?
Yep.
And you know, part two, again, is just having that locked in mindset of no matter what happens, I'm gonna be myself.
That's dope. Yeah. So last question for you. What do you wish you would have known then that you know now?
Great question. I wish my basketball from a basketball perspective, my coach I talk about in Germany, I wish I met him earlier. Because he really channeled, one thing he taught me was success isn't a destination, it's a lifestyle. And you know, success is not about like, you know, oh, I hit the game winner. It's how much work did you put in before then? Did you get rest? Are you eating the right things? Are you fueling your body to have the best possible output, the best
Right.
possible performance? Are you giving yourself the best chance to have success? And that's something that during those years on my come up, I was locked in when he taught me that, and I really started to understand the difference between the reason why I was still overseas, the reason why, you know, I had to look at myself in the mirror and figure out, all right, regardless, you know, I could point at this and I could point at that, but now we got to grind and let's get even better from where we are, and make sure, regardless of if I get picked or don't get picked, I put my best foot forward. I put my best self on the floor overseas, and that landed me back in America. So for me, it was just that mind state that I got overseas.
So. Now before we wrap up, is there anything we should know? Anything where we can find you? Any upcoming events?
My last year playing the TBT, that'll be fun. I'm still playing as much as, you know, I like to play
TBT?
The basketball tournament. It's like $1 million tournament. Bunch of like they call it old colleges. It was meant for that, but now like all types of teams is in it. Like Louisville, Cincinnati, Colorado. I'm actually playing for LA, so that'll be fun.
Yeah.
LA Cheaters. So that'll be fun. If you bored, watch that. Watch an old man swing his last shot. You know,
All
swing
basketball is good basketball, brother.
already. So we're gonna have some fun with that. Some more things coming. We'll probably end up, maybe we'll do another show. I can't say just yet, but some really cool things coming. Actually, for the give back for guys that's up and coming. So still putting it together with some folks, but you're gonna want to know about it.
That's what's up, bro. Well, listen, bro, I appreciate you taking the time out today, sitting down with me, talking. Finally, I'm glad we got it done. This was a great interview. Hope you guys all enjoyed it. Before you go, make sure you like, subscribe, and share. Until next time, let's continue to think elite and together. Welcome to Score Society.